We're learning more tonight about the firefighter killed in that tragic crash of a U.S. Forest Service helicopter yesterday in Montgomery County. It's been the talk of living rooms from El Paso to Iowa tonight, the newest entry to the 2020 Democratic field, former Rep. Beto O'Rourke. And while 15 homes are still without access to electricity systems, much of the debris that was once across sidewalks and streets and in ditches has now been moved and piled up into empty lots. Yeah, guys, tonight will be the first time the city council members will be reading the proposal. And as last time, we're expecting a heavy turnout. This proposal has caused some controversy here in the community. It was silent at first, then the thousands in the crowd out here erupted in applause, and "I love you, Mr. Bush" was heard throughout. They're describing the gunman inside as stubborn and say he is resisting any attempts for the College Station police to get in contact with him. They said earlier this afternoon he even fired warning shots inside the building. The missing posters of Hosanna Anderson are still up at Gabbard Park, serving as an emotional reminder for the community, including Hosanna's father. I spoke with him earlier tonight, and he's telling me that he's patiently waiting for investigators to bring closure to this investigation.
We shouldn't have to be fighting for us to honor her.
That's what students at North Zolch High School are thinking after administration isn't allowing them to honor a former classmate. Hannah Weiss passed away before her sophomore year. So to show that she is still a part of this community, her friends came up with the idea to place a chair in Hannah's honor at graduation. Now it's started controversy.
She would have been sitting in that chair.
A visual reminder to this graduating class that one of their own is no longer with them.
It's for us to know that she's there with us, that she would have been walking across that stage, that her family can see where she would have been sitting.
But according to one of Hannah's best friends, Brianne Mosley, administration thought differently.
Due to them telling us no, we're having to cope with that.
Students say some faculty told them that the memorial would be, quote, a distraction.
It's hurting more of her friends and family not having it there than it would be for the people that don't want it there.
The district provided KAGS with a statement saying that they are, quote, contemplating the best way to memorialize Hannah, while also continuing to celebrate the wonderful successes of our seniors with the students' best interest in mind. Hannah's mother is confused by the actions of the district.
I mean, the whole community has loved Hannah so very much, and for them to say no and pretty much be the only ones saying no, it doesn't make any sense.
Mosley said administration is willing to make Hannah a flower arrangement, but says that doesn't do her any justice.
We don't want it to be a memorial. We want it to honor her.
The chair would be a symbol to know she's there, just like she was since the beginning.
Like, she knows that we're fighting for her, and there's no doubt in my mind that she's not up there smiling, you know, that we're fighting for her.
Hannah's mother added that when she last spoke to the district, she was told that Hannah would be honored with purple flowers as well as be included in the slideshow and mentioned during the prayer. This is the area where the most damage happened after last night's tornado. You can see one of the trailers behind me. That's where Kevin Fitzgerald was. He was holding on to anything that he could get a hold of before he realized he was being thrown through the air, debris spinning all around him before he landed on the opposite side of the trailer. That's when he had to crawl out of a hole and be transported to the hospital.
I just got a broke foot and beat up pretty good, but other than that, I'm alive.
Kevin Fitzgerald says he's the luckiest man alive today.
I told God I ain't dying in no tornado. No way.
During last night's tornado, Fitzgerald was in this trailer working on restoring an old car. That's when he first heard the sound.
I heard what sounded like a train. It was the same kind of roar.
Then he saw it.
I saw the building and the wall, the bathroom come up, and then I felt myself get pulled, and next thing I know, I was going fast, I know that.
Fitzgerald was thrown over 50 feet.
I remember it falling and landing on me and me trying to push everything that hit me off of me because I was afraid I was going to get buried alive.
The whole experience all taking place in under a minute.
And I bet it probably didn't last 15, 20 seconds maybe, but it was a hell of a 15 seconds, I'll tell you that.
The National Weather Service saying winds could have been up to 120 miles per hour.
So we certainly had a sort of a high-end tornado in this area.
Leaving Fitzgerald with surprisingly few injuries and an incredible story to tell.
I'm the luckiest guy I know. I always have been.
Over 1,600 miles separate John and Christian.
Nope. What movie were you watching last night?
But that isn't stopping this dynamic duo. Christian is a senior at Texas A&M and met John at Camp Pals over the summer.
John's incredible. Like, that's what you need to know about him. When he walks in the room, everybody else is happier. Everybody else is better off for it. I think he just has a perspective on the world that a lot of us lose sight of.
The two immediately becoming best friends.
We kept up through FaceTime. We FaceTime pretty much every day.
So when they met again in DC over winter break, they brought an idea of theirs to life.
One of the first things you'll realize about him is that this dude loves movies. This is fashion. He knows everything.
Taking that passion and turning it into a podcast.
We talked about the Aladdin trailer, right?
Yeah, we did.
What were your thoughts?
While movies and films are their main focus during their latest podcast, the two shared a special mission that they're on.
When's the next time we're going to see each other, do you think?
I'm not sure.
Maybe the Oscars?
Yeah.
After some of Christian's friends heard he and John had a goal to make it to either the Critics' Choice Awards or the Oscars this year, they stepped up to help.
They listened to it and they texted me and they're like, hey, we heard you say this. We loved your podcast. We think that we could actually try to make this happen. So they wrote a letter to Ellen.
Even creating a push on social media. Hashtag John and Christian to the Oscars. How excited would it be to go to the Oscars?
Amazing. It'll be fantastic for me.
While the Oscars are less than 2 weeks away, the two aren't losing hope.
12 days from now, we'll be there on the red carpet.
Because at the end of the day, award shows or not, Christian said their friendship is the real winner.
You know, he's one of my best friends, and I'm so thankful that he came into my life.
I feel like I'm inside the book, and nothing else I care about. When unlucky school teacher Miss Linda LaCruz woke up Monday morning.
There are a few times when you don't see Stephanie Vasquez without a book in her hand.
Reading is like my passion, where I can express my feelings reading sometimes.
So at the beginning of the school year, she made a goal. She set out to read all 20 books on the Texas Bluebonnet list. How many books did you read last year?
Last year, I think I read 5.
So with 4 times as many books to read, you may think she was in for a challenge.
She finished the 20th book probably 6 weeks into reading the Bluebonnet books.
20 books, 6 weeks. An accomplishment that is rare.
As far as I know, it's the first time that any student has read all of them.
I feel like happy inside because I was the one who read all the 20 Bluebonnet books.
But for Vasquez, it's not about the recognition or the prizes. It's what's inside those pages.
When I open a book, it makes me smile and to be happy.
A symbol that she can do anything she sets her mind to. In Bryan, Kacey Bowen, KAGS News.